What's up, guys? It's the Warrior COTP right here, back with another My DVD Collection, part 26. All these movies today will be from different genres. They're all mixed up. They're basically in no order. And they're all bought from different places, whether it be Goodwill, Second Avenue, Dollar Tree, Habitat Restore, Walmart. So let's get started. This first one is Big Top Pee-wee. It has Chris Christopherson, Paul Rubin in it, of course, as Pee-wee. And this was the first Pee-wee movie I found. I waited a long time to find Pee-wee's Big Adventure and could not find it. I eventually bought it off Etsy for like $3 or $4. But this is a very fun movie if you've never seen it. Next, we have Ghost with Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg. All-time Patrick Swayze classic. This also has... they used to give this movie out at, I'm pretty sure at McDonald's at one point when I was younger on VHS, among a couple other movies at that time. I think one of them was Back to the Future. But it's a pretty cool movie. Definitely a classic, 80s classic. Next, we have Richard Gere and Kim Basinger in No Mercy. I have never seen this movie, but definitely looks good. They're both good actors. Honestly, when I first bought this, I looked at this back when they're going through like a swamp or something. That's what made me want to buy it. Look like your typical 80s action movie, 90s action movie. Anybody's ever seen that before? Leave a comment if you wish. Tell us how it is. Next, we have The Three Stooges, Stooged and Confused. So, it says color plus black and white. So, I'm guessing it's a mix of it. But I'll go across real slow. Now, I put the back up here so you guys can pause and read it if you want. If you want to look for the same copy and buy it. Now, I do have a substantial amount of Three Stooges episodes. I do not have the complete series. You can actually get the complete series box set for, I think, like $50 or something. I have not put out the money to buy it. I wouldn't mind doing it sometime in the future. So this next one, it looks like is a BBC movie, and it has the kid that played, or now he's a man, guy that played Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, David Haig, Larry Mulligan, and what was that, Kim Cattrall, and My Boy Jack. I actually got this at the Dollar Tree, and it's still unopened. Never seen it before. But I am into like history movies, and it looks like a historical movie. How accurate it is, I do not know. Next, we have a double feature martial arts classics. I've never seen either one of them, but I am into martial arts films. This is Moonlight Sword and Jade Lion and The Bloody Fist. When I see old classic martial arts movies, if I ain't got them, I usually buy them. Because I am into the old Kung Fu movies. Next, We have White Knights with Mikhail Baryshnikov and Gregory Hines. Never seen this movie. Did say Academy Award winner in 1985, Best Original Song. And I think we got this at 2nd Ave too. Yep, we got this at 2nd Ave. Next, I got The Scout. This was just another addition to my baseball movies. Brendan Fraser, Albert Brooks. And this is from the Goodwill. It was actually cool finding this movie because I was looking for this movie on eBay and they wanted a little bit too much money than I wanted to spend the one time I looked. So me finding this at the Goodwill was definitely on time. Next, we have Gilmore Girls. This is the complete 4th season of it. It's kind of thick. I've came across other Gilmore Girls, which I like Gilmore Girls, but my wife likes it more. I came across other Gilmore Girls seasons, but they always wanted too much money when I came across them at the Goodwill and stuff. It's all about who marks it, you know. If I come across them for like $3 seasons, I usually always pick them up, especially if somebody likes them. But yeah, so that's the only one I've gotten so far. Eventually I'll get more for her. Next we got Richard III. And I'll put this up here so you guys can read who's in it. Looks like Robert Downey Jr. is in it. And I have never seen this movie. This was a Dollar Tree find. But like I said, I'm into historical movies. So I ended up buying this. But it's still unopened. And as I was saying, it's an MGM title. Said in other videos that a lot of the bigger films were MGM titles that are sold at Dollar Tree. If you go there, you probably noticed that yourself. Next, we have Fried Green Tomatoes. I found this at the Goodwill. This is the collector's edition, widescreen. Now, I have seen this movie before. Kathy Bates, Jessica Tandy. And this was definitely a very big movie for its time when it came out. So I guess you could say it's a classic. Next, we have Bruce Campbell in Army of Darkness. This would be the 3rd movie of the Evil Dead series. Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. This was my favorite out of all 3. Now there's been TV shows and stuff like that and spin-off movies. But this was my favorite. And the reason behind that is it's more comedical or comedy. And it's also, it takes place, like he goes back in time and it takes place in like Knights of the Round Table days, you know, like King Arthur. So, pretty cool. Shop Smart, Shop S Smart, just remember that. Got me? Next, we have The Wrangler with Jeff Fahey, Tuska Bergen, Stephen Vidler. I've never seen this movie, but if I come across a cool looking Western, old or new, I usually pick it up. One day I will watch it. Next, we have Hell on Wheels. This was an AMC TV show. This is the complete 4th season. I wish it was the 1st season. I'll probably never get the other ones unless I come across them. But this was a Western TV show. I remember when it came on. But I also got this one from the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree randomly does that a lot. They'll sell like a particular season and not all the seasons. Next, we got Family Adventure collector set. Over 6 hours. We got Spirit Bear, Sign of the Otter, Spirit of the Eagle, and White Fang. Only one I've seen is White Fang, but I would like to see all these. Dan Haggerty's in that one. But this is unopened, and I'm pretty sure I got this at the Dollar Tree. Next, this was a pretty cool find. I needed one of these. I don't know if it was Platoon at the time or Dancing with Wolves. It might have been Dances with Wolves. And it has also Wind Talkers on it. And I've never seen Wind Talkers, but I've seen Dancing with Wolves and Platoon. Triple feature, History 101. I was definitely happy to find this because like I said, I needed Dancing with Wolves. I had it back in the day on VHS. All good movies though. I've heard of Wind Talkers. So I think I might have a single copy of that I found. I know I got another copy of Platoon. But it's okay because I got a copy of Dances with Wolves just because of that. It was only, I think it was, found this at Habitat Restore. And we got it for like 50 cents or $1. Next, we got Greg Kinnear and William Dafoe in Autofocus. Never seen this movie. Just looked like I might like it, so I bought it. Next, we have Blood and Glory, Civil War in Color. The war was never just black and white. And this I definitely got from Howard County Goodwill, $2.29. And I generally buy any documentaries on the Civil War, amongst other wars, as long as they're reasonably priced. Next, we have the original Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise. This is the special collector's edition, unopened. And this one's from, I found at 2nd Avenue. Now, all these Mission Impossible movies are good from what I've seen. And this is actually based off of an old TV show, Mission Impossible, if you didn't know that. And earlier in my collection, I showed you Mission Impossible 3. So that was Mission Impossible 1. This is Mission Impossible 2. I actually found these the same day at the same place, I remember. This is Mission Impossible 2. Looks like he was going with a different haircut in this one. Next, I had this movie before. Back before I had this Snapcase, Murder by Numbers with Sandra Bullock. Of course, the last time I had this movie, it was a double feature. It was Murder by Numbers and some other Sandra Bullock movie. Which, most Sandra Bullock movies I've seen are pretty good. She is one of my favorite actresses. and that was movie was from Goodwill. Next, we have Flatliners with Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts, and Kevin Bacon. I actually have this on another 80s movie set. Never seen it before, though. One of these days I will. Actually, I might have seen this before. It does sound familiar, but honestly, it's been a long time if I did see it, so we'll just go if I didn't see it. Next, we have a double feature of Wayne's World 1 and Wayne's World 2. This is unopened. I'm pretty sure I found this at Walmart back in the day. Well, not bad. This was actually like a year and a half ago, maybe at the most. But I was waiting to find either one of them, and looked for them, and they were expensive on eBay, so I never got them. And I ended up coming across, wait, this is actually from 2nd Avenue. So yeah, I must have found this at 2nd Avenue, probably one of the last times I went. But I was really excited to find this. I'll tell you that, because I waited years to find the Wayne's World movies. This one is Space Jam with Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan, the GOAT. This movie I found at the Dollar Tree. And you could also get this movie on Blu-ray at the Dollar Tree at one point too, but I chose the DVD. I usually only go with the Blu-rays at Dollar Tree, unless if they don't have it on DVD. I think I got the newer RoboCop, because that was the only one they had on Blu-ray. Next, we got White Men Can't Jump with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes. Classic movie. Comedy. I'd say drama, comedy, sports film, though. It's good, though. Now, this is the one I was talking about earlier in a prior video. I found this at Goodwill, and I jumped on buying it. You know, I like getting movies solo, but it don't hurt to have an extra copy. So this is My Girl 1, which I already had, and then My Girl 2, all on a double feature DVD set. So at least I have My Girl 2 now. I'm fine with that. Both good movies. Next, we have Power Rangers. This is the 2017 movie. I really enjoyed this movie. It gave a different feel than actual Power Rangers TV show in the 90s. It was more serious. And that's how I feel about it. It was definitely more serious, so I enjoyed it a little bit more. I didn't feel like such a little kid watching it. And this movie is unopened, and I found this at 2nd Avenue too. Next, we have 20 Wild Westerns, Marshals, and Gunmen. It says on the top, John Wayne, Dennis Hopper, James Caan, Alan Ladd, Chuck Connors, Jack Palance, and many more. Now, I feel like I might have showed you guys this already, but they do make different ones in these types. So, if I did, eventually I'll come across that and figure it out, and I'll probably end up giving it away to someone. Next, we got Heroes of the Old West. Now, on the front, it looks like you got Bonanza with Ben Cartwright, the father, Little Joe Cartwright. You got John Wayne, Ronald Reagan doing a Western movie, and the Lone Ranger. Earl Flynn, Ronald Reagan, John Wayne, many more. 20 full TV TV episodes and 10 feature films. So that's a good deal. And I only got that for $1.50 at, got this at $1.50 at 2nd Avenue. Hours and hours of Western entertainment for $1.50. Next, we have Adventures, John Wayne and Hurricane Express, 12 episodes. And I'm pretty sure I got this one at the Dollar Tree. I already had the Hurricane Express. I got it for the basically hoping there was different episodes on there I didn't have. Next, we got The Deadly Companions and Fair Play. This is a double feature, it looks like. Paulie Ford and Terry Wilson in Fair Play, and Brian Keefe and Maureen O'Hara and Stephen Cochran. And if anybody knows anything, Brian Keefe and Maureen O'Hara were also played together as the parents in the original Parent Trap movie. Next, we got a movie called City Boy. Now, this looked like a Western somewhat. It's also a family film. So I ended up buying this. You guys can pause and read that if you like. Never seen this, never heard of it, but looked pretty good, so I bought it. Looks like that's the guy that played in Pee-wee, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the guy at the end that played Pee-wee in the movie. Next, we have a old Harrison Ford movie, Dynasty. Harrison Ford, Sarah Miles, Amy Irving, and Stacy Keach. And if you recognize him, he played in American History X. He played like the guy that was brainwashing all the teenagers. And this film definitely looked good, and it had Harrison Ford in it and Stacy Keach, so I bought it. Next, we have Robin Williams in Bicentennial Man. And I first saw this, I think, on stream a few years back. And then I was like, man, I'd love if I have this movie. And then I ended up coming across it within probably the last 2 years at Goodwill. So I was pretty happy to come across this movie. Definitely a fun movie. It's kind of silly, but it's fun. It's silly in the same aspect of Short Circuit. Like, we all know robots don't have feelings, but supposedly these robots have feelings. So next we got Keanu Reeves in Hardball. This was $1.29 at Goodwill. Part of my one of many baseball movies, or related baseball movies. And I haven't seen that yet, but I heard it's a really good movie. Alright, so I got 2 other Crows besides this. I could not find the original Crow to save my life. And I finally came across the original Crow at Walmart in a $5 bin. So I finally ended up buying it. I bought it probably about a year ago. It's unopened still. Definitely a classic with Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee. Next, we got Sylvester Stallone and Antonio Banderas in Assassins. Good action movie. Not my favorite Sylvester Stallone movie, but it was good. Next, we got a classic with Rutger Hauer, Matthew Broderick, and Michelle Pfeiffer and Ladyhawke. Now, this is a sword and sorcerer fantasy adventure movie. If you've never seen this, and this is a Snapcase, I would definitely suggest checking this movie out. It's a very awesome movie. And this, I'm pretty sure this was before Ferris Bueller's Day Off, maybe like a year before it or something. Definitely look younger than that. Next, we have Clint Eastwood in The Unforgiven, also with Gene Hackman in it, Morgan Freeman, and Richard Harris. A classic modern-day Western. This is also part of the Clint Eastwood collection of DVDs. I only have so many of these. It'd be nice to have all of them, but as long as I got all Clint Eastwood's movies, at least all the good ones, I could care less if they're actually Clint Eastwood collection or not. Which I haven't really seen a Clint Eastwood movie besides Play It for Misty I haven't liked, and I got that movie too, so. Next, we got Once Upon a Time in America with Robert De Niro, amongst other different actors. It's definitely a classic. If you've never seen it, put it up here so you can see all the other different. James Woods, Joe Pesci, Burt Young, Treat Williams. So you got a lot of stars in this. And this is definitely like a special case for it. 2-disc case. It looks like it has sleeve for it at one time. Next, we have Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner and Dennis Quaid and Gene Hackman. Now, this is something I would like to involve in the comment section. What is your opinion? What's your favorite Wyatt Earp movie? This or Tombstone? I'd have to go with Tombstone. Some people say Wyatt Earp. Next, we got Gary Cooper, Teresa Wright, Walter Brennan, and it says Babe Ruth. I have to watch this again. Pride of the Yankees with Gary Cooper, part of my baseball collection. Very good movie. And I got that at 2nd Avenue. Found it. Great find. Next, we got one of my favorite Stallone movies. Now, when I say favorite Stallone movies, I mean like after, you know, like Rocky, Rambo, after, you know, after them. But this is definitely one of my favorite Stallone movies, Daylight. If you've never seen it, he basically goes into a tunnel, like a car tunnel that goes under the water, that ends up having an accident, and he saves a bunch of people's lives. Great movie. Very underrated movie right here. And last but not least, this is one of my many baseball movies, the Jackie Robinson Story, 42. I bought this, I remember I bought this from a DVD / bookstore. And I think I paid around $5 for it, maybe a little bit less. And then the kicker is I came across this movie a couple weeks later, literally at a Goodwill, for like $1.29. Joke's on me. But anyway, appreciate you guys watching. If you're new, thanks for watching. And if you made it this far, I'm guessing you enjoyed it or liked it somewhat. Don't forget to sub and like. And there'll be plenty more of my DVD collections. This was part 26. And be playing more eBay hauls and Goodwill hauls and stuff. So, till next time, peace out.